Hello, this is Buona from Buona.tv, and today I want to answer a question from Ian36 of the chat room. He emailed this to me, and he says, I love your show, and I have a question, which is, if you think OnLive is a new gaming service, gaming will bring an end to the gaming console, and how will that affect the gaming market and culture? So first, let me briefly explain what OnLive is. OnLive is this new service which is going to provide games via network. So games are streamed over the network for you to play them, and it's just a little box that you can attach to your Mac, to your PC, or to your television, which allows you to play a bunch of games. They had BioShock, and they had Mirror's Edge. They had a bunch of popular games now that will enable you to play over the internet. Now, very drastic way of thinking about gaming. Very different from what we're used to. Now I want to recall, let's go back in history a little bit. There was this idea of a console called the Phantom, which had a similar idea, but you would download PC, or you would download a bunch of games to this console. Had a large hard drive. You would download a bunch of games to this console, and it will automatically install it, automatically configure it, automatically now allow you to play it. It's called the Phantom. Everybody was like, that's going to be very, very cool. I don't have to worry about configuring my PC. It's like marrying a PC and a console into one fabulous device. And it turned out to be vaporware. It turned out to not even make it out of the gate. So that entered my mind when I heard about OnLive. I've done a lot of performance testing in my professional career, which includes a lot of network latency and performance and stress testing. They are proposing a very radical and very complex architecture, in that there are factors that are outside of their control that I don't know how they're going to deal with. Namely, latency on the ISP end. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to have servers on their end. They're going to have a lot of network capacity, and they're probably going to outsource it to several vendors which are located throughout the globe in order to get their, to reduce latency and hops and routing. But they can't control your ISP. Your ISP chooses how to configure their network configuration. They can go from here to I'm in Florida. They can go from here to Texas to California to New York to Canada, all the way down to Texas, and then go to the desired server. So network latency is going to be a challenge. I don't know how they're going to overcome that challenge. So I'm very skeptical as to whether OnLive will even work. Not necessarily work in a demonstration, not necessarily work with limited capacity, because they've already demonstrated a lot of stuff. But when everybody comes online, when there is that peak time, or even when there's not peak time, if somebody has a unstable connection, what are they going to do? How are they going to solve that? Those are the questions that are entering my mind. I'm not questioning their integrity. I compare them to the Phantom because the Phantom sounded like a good idea, but with all the quirks of PC gaming, a lot of skeptics were talking about that. So my answer to your question is, I don't think OnLive will scale to meet demand. They probably will release it. I think it probably will come out. I think it will have a big market behind it, a big marketing push, but I don't think it will scale to meet demand. What you're talking about is a true cross-platform solution, which is something that a lot of gamers have wanted. They've wanted the ability to play on, anything, whether it be their PC, whether it be their Mac, whether it be in their living room. Now, how is that? I think the second part of your question was, will it bring an end to the gaming console market? No. Gaming console market is going to be here for quite a while, thanks to Nintendo. I think Nintendo breathed a lot of life into the market. Why? Because they expanded it out to a new market which will be less likely to burn out as quickly as it can burn out. They've tapped into a new market, which I can't understand because I'm not in that market. I really can't understand why the Wii took off like it did, but it did. And because of that, consoles are, their shelf life has increased now. And with the Xbox 360 and the PS3 catering to the hardcore gamers and catering to the media enthusiasts, which use Netflix and download movies over the internet, which is becoming a standard now, consoles are now doubling as a living room multimedia device, which in essence is breathing more life into the console as well. It's increasing their life. People get tired of a game, they can watch Netflix on the 360. Or if they get tired of a game, they can go on PlayStation Home, or they can watch a Blu-ray movie. Those are the types of things I'm thinking about. Will online affect the gaming market? I think it's gonna, and culture. I think it's gonna affect the culture more than the market. Like I said, I don't think it's gonna scale, but I think the culture is going to I think they're going to be more. What's the word I'm looking for? More susceptible or more willing. That's the word I'm looking for. They're going to be more willing to think about more cross-platform solutions and not be tied to the PC, or not be exclusive to the Xbox 360, or not be exclusive to the PS3. I think the culture is going to look and say, okay, OnLive tried to do it. Maybe we can fix what they didn't do right. Maybe a competitor will arise out of OnLive's new venture, and that's good for us because that's going to make us, that's going to give us better games, better architecture, and better engineering when competition comes on the scene. Because when you think about it, OnLive really doesn't have a direct competitor in what they're doing. They're doing something absolutely new. Then consoles don't do it. Steam doesn't do it on PC. Macs don't do it. I mean, the closest thing we have to it is what, Quake Live, which is not really truly streamed, but it's close to what OnLive is doing. And Flash games, but they're downloaded. So we will see. OnLive is definitely an interesting concept. And like I said, I'm skeptical. I'm one of those people in the naysayer crowd because of my experience with network and latency stress, performance and stress testing. I just think there's going to be too many factors that they're not going to be able to control. But maybe they've already figured that out. I'm not an expert in that field in terms of engineering solutions, but I have been on the testing side, and I have seen the quirks of what the problems are. All right, this is Warren from Warren.tv. Thanks, Ian, for the question. Ian 36. I don't want to get your name wrong. Ian 36 from the chat room. He emailed that question at the very last minute. I was about to stop. He was like, "Oh no, one more." But it was a great question. I decided to answer it. So take care, everyone. And this is all about OnLive and whether it will succeed or fail. Take care. Take care. Take care.